The next time you hear someone complain about builders taking far too long, spare a thought for the residents of Barcelona. The local church, or if you want to be more accurate, the local minor basilica, has been under construction for the last 142 years and might not be finished until 2034. Now, an unfinished building might seem an odd topic for a board game. However, if the building in question is the famous Sagrada Familia, and specifically its stunning stained glass windows, maybe it's not so strange after all. Sagrada casts you in the role of an artisan glazier, competing to create the highest scoring window. Each player seeks their stained glass based glory by placing these rather cool coloured transparent dice that play the part of glass panels on their player board. As part of the setup, you choose a layout or pattern for your window, so where you can place dice follows certain restrictions. For example, your first dice must be placed at the edge of your window. Any subsequent dice you pick must be placed next to the one already on your board. However, they have to have a different colour, a different value, which bizarrely the rules call shade, and what the pattern allows. Unless it's diagonally, then you're just at the mercy of the pattern. But that's not all. There's a couple of other things to consider if you want to score more points. One is to try and meet the conditions of randomly picked personal and public objectives. And second, use the available tool cards to bend the restrictions of the window pattern you're trying to complete. This is done by spending these flavour tokens. The number you have is based on the difficulty of your pattern. After 10 rounds, you flip over the turn tracker, tot up your points, and the person with the most wins. The first thing you'll notice about Sagrada is just how good it looks, whether it's the 90 colourful dice, or the player boards, or the cards, and of course the rather fabulous looking box. This is a game that wears its theme remarkably well. It's simple without being simplistic, making it a great way to introduce others to games that don't require electricity. The core box is limited to 4 players, but there is an expansion taking this to 6, and I can see why it caps out at that point. The mass dice rolling, the way the drafting reverses after the last person takes their turn, adds a pace to proceedings. Chuck in a 10-turn limit so it doesn't overstay its welcome, and Sagrada invites you to play it with some momentum. This might mean during the first couple of games you focus on worrying about where the next dice might be placed without considering the objectives or the options posed by the tool cards. But after a handful of games you'll be thinking about these things before it gets to your turn. And if you do fall for its undoubted charms, there are several expansions, each containing additional game mechanics. Think of them as a series of optional plug-in modules. Sagrada then is a straightforward and elegant mix of lightweight puzzling, aesthetics and replayability. It doesn't require you to be a strategic genius or a battle-hardened board game veteran, but at least you won't cut yourself on any glass. It also might make you wonder why finishing the real Sagrada Familia has taken so long.